Hi, I'm Hayden.
And I'm Tom from Wild Beast, and you're watching Toasted.
Watch me, the bell of the ball. My heart, my hand, and everything I own.
Welcome to Amsterdam. I've got your new album here, Two Dances. I really like it. It's a really good album. What did you expect of it? Because the reviews are really positive.
I think, you've got to believe that what you're releasing is worth hearing, and, I think in that way, we sort of don't expect, but you always sort of hope for a good response, I think we learned very quickly that in this, being a musician, that you have to stand by what you do 100%, and you have to have a reason and be completely sure about everything, because you will be questioned on it. So in that sense, we were comfortable with having people judge it, because we felt it was worthy,
And we are the boys. When you shine your shoes, we've seen them all. We've chosen you.
You had quite a tough time recording it. It seemed quite lonely with 5 platinum albums of The Darkness on the wall. Can you tell me a little bit about how you recorded and what it was like?
I think when we go to these, we've been to a big studio before in Sweden. There was all the Cardigans and Franz Ferdinand platinum discs on the wall. And I think it's, in a way, it's sort of a healthy reminder of the pressures on you, but also that, we're doing our own thing here, and it was, in that sense, it's strangely comforting. But, the recording process, was done in a studio belonging to The Darkness. They bought it initially as a party house. And then when things started to dip, shall we say, they thought, oh God, let's make this a studio rather than a party house with a swimming pool. But it was definitely, the living quarters were built as a party house. It had a huge widescreen TV, big leather sofas, shag pile carpets, big, banquet table. So it had the best of living conditions, but also the studio was really good. It had, to be nerdy, it had all the right equipment. But in a sense, we could have made the record anywhere. It didn't matter. That's sort of secondary. The fact that we're doing it.
And I know we'll find your limit. Girls from roadie, girls from shipping, girls from Hounslow, girls from Whitby, your candid queen. Let me show my darling what that means.
This album sounds much more like a pop record compared to the first album, which was more a bit theatrical. Is that a conscious decision?
Yeah, I think we base ourselves on pop in terms of we work very hard to break down the ideas into, bite-sized portions that, we can make our point in 4 minutes. Basically, is the fundamental requirement, and I think it's quite it's a hard thing to do, to simplify big ideas, and maybe we just got a bit better at it.
Oh, watch me.
You're also both singing more now. Why did you choose to do that?
I'm not sure it was conscious. It's just that it just tends to be the sessions for this one, rehearsal sessions, are a lot more open and a lot more kind of. There was a lot more sort of. A lot less was decided beforehand. A lot was kind of written and sorted out. So there's a lot of kind of accidents, and it's the same with the instruments. We swap instruments a lot, and it's just a matter of there are 4 pairs of hands. What isn't being played? Because everyone else has got something. I haven't got anything. What can I play? And it's that's a lot of how the album came about. Was this kind of sharing duties and swapping duties and that sort of thing, and just kind of being more a collective rather than having a select row. It's more a collective of musicians. You know what I mean? Like how it's weird because I suppose it's less of a band record in that sense, but more of a, you know, all of us were more kind of involved in its production and stuff.
Okay.
So
Did you use more musicians than just the band?
No, but I think that's the thing. By swapping instruments, we almost inherit new musicians because I play the bass differently to Tom, or he plays the piano differently to me, and you sort of we were searching out new dynamics, new ways of doing it, and that's exciting. You know, I think once you've figured out how you do something, it's important to just leave it behind and keep going. You know, those definite. You know, we don't want to get bored of ourselves. You know, we need to keep it new.
Now hatch me, girl, before bouncing round behind the bedroom door.
You're writing the songs, and you've been called a lyrical pervert. What do you think about that?
Well, I suppose, I mean, songwriters, we both sort of write and contribute, so, but I mean, we sort of regard our music as a four-way thing anyway. You know, the writing process is definitely, Wild Beast is made up of 4 components, but I mean, lyrically, the perverted thing, I think it comes from, I think there is a human fascination, and it is a fascination in art with those sort of touchy subjects, the sort of, you've got to sort of take away the veil and uncover the sort of touchy points beneath, and I think that's what we sort of play with, you know, and that's what songs enable you to do. They enable you to magnify minute moments that otherwise sort of go lost in everyday life, and I think that's why music is so important to people, because they recapture lost moments in a sense, you know, they sort of magnify those unsayable things, and you know, so I think, and also, you know, sex and pop music are just hand in hand. They are, you know, the gruesome twosome.
Because baby, you won't need them. Where you'll be, girls astride me, girls beneath me, girls before me, girls between me, birthing machines, and let me show my darling what they mean.
Where do you get your inspiration of then? Basically, like everyday life, or what?
I think, yeah, I think what a lot of my favourite music does, it takes like very mundane situations and puts them in like a mythic context, if that makes sense. It's not enough just to talk about mundane things, but you have to kind of root these experiences in your life and everyday life, and trying to make something out of them, you know what I mean? Rather than, you know, I mean, life is constantly inspiring and constantly confusing and constantly scary, and you have to kind of use that. You have to get in touch with that, and I hope that's what the record does, is that it deals with the bad stuff and comes out smiling, hopefully. I don't know how this will translate, but I'll try it. Do you want to hear my impression of an ex-Tractor fan? I used to really like Tractors. It doesn't translate.
It gets lost in translation, which is probably for the best.